Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's well. Thank you to everyone in the chat room already. Appreciate that. Yeah, let's do a live Q&A. Let's get on with some questions. Just wanted to say thanks as well, because I'm not far off 17k on this channel now. So the love on this channel has been mad. How do you get notified once a live stream starts? Do you know what? It's quite funny actually, because a lot of people you have to turn the bell on. Yeah, but a lot of people for some reason don't get the notifications even when I'm streaming, mate. So it's probably not you, it's probably the app. Thanks, Trinian. Thank you, mate. I might be out in Dubai in December, bruv. So if I am, then we'll meet up. We'll have a little sip of lemonade or something together, mate, in the sun. I'm very good. Thank you for everyone asking. And France was lovely as well, Liam. Beautiful, mate. Very nice. Cheers, Ben. First time at your stream. Thank you, Scout Report. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Where do you get your transfer source from? Says Andy Hill. Do you know what I do? I'll be straight up honest with you. I search for them. Yeah, I search for Arsenal news. And then just go with the ones that I think people would be interested in, if I'm being honest. You know, there's no point talking about Mohamed El Neni. He's linked with a move. Thank you for that, VP. Afternoon, buddy. There's no point talking about Mohamed El Neni. What's the point? No point whatsoever. So yeah. Like I said, I'll go with the ones that I think people would be interested in, the bigger names, the better stories, if that makes sense. How many sugars in that tea? Absolutely none. I only have sugar in coffee. Any news on Mesut Ozil? Says Matthew Jones. Well, unfortunately, he's still here. So, but he does apparently have a £24 million buyout clause. Not that I can see anyone ever triggering that anytime soon. So yeah, he's sorry, my phone nearly slipped out my hand. He's still here. So we'll see what happens. What was my first Arsenal game? Where's that question gone? First ever Arsenal match, says Shuib. Sorry, mate, I'm so shit with names. First ever Arsenal game was October 1990. Arsenal against Tottenham. It was Graham Rix' testimonial for Arsenal. And we got slapped 5-2. So, yeah, it's nice when we slapped them back a couple of times 5-2. It's coffee time. Pink finger. I love Brits. I'm drinking tea today, man, but thank you for that. That's 24 million we've got to pay him to get shot of him. Yeah, but we've got to pay his wages on top of that, unfortunately, Mark, so it'll end up being 60 million quid to get rid of him. But obviously we don't have to trigger the release clause, we only have to pay the wages, and maybe we should just do that if nobody's coming in for him. Have you cleaned the club up with that broom yet? No, I haven't, mate, not yet. Would you rather we fix the defence or the wings this summer? Says Omar. Defence. I think we score enough goals as it is. So for me, I'd go all out for defenders. Lee, do you like Morocco? Says Black Story. I've never been, mate. My parents have been, but I've never been. No, I didn't, mate. MSM, I haven't had a chance yet, mate. Would you cash in on Aubameyang? I personally would. He's 30 and has no sell-on value, says Nathan Minnis. Do you know what? I think he does have a sell-on value if we sell him within the next 12 months. But it'd have to be for more than we paid for him. Because at the end of the day, yeah, I do have an Instagram. It's Lee Gunner 82. You can go follow that. If you DM me, let me know you followed from this stream. I'll follow you back. But yeah, if it's more money than we've paid for him, then I think that if that's going to get reinvested back into the team, then I think it's worth doing. And people are saying, oh yeah, but you know, we're going to lose 31 goals, this and that. 31 goals didn't get us anywhere near anything. So, you know, sometimes you have to sacrifice for the good of the club. As I said on a stream yesterday or the day before, Liverpool sold Coutinho for ridiculous money, and they've built a team. Sterling, Suarez, they left. They've actually spent less money than us in the last 5 years. So, You know, it's pretty mad. Thomas Mounier says Neil Dutt. No, I don't rate him. I think he's a good player, but I think not worth the money that he's asking for. Are you using your Mac? Nice one, Adam. Yeah, thank you to everyone who helped towards that as well. Thank you. But no, I'm not. I'm not using it yet. I've got Final Cut Pro on it. I'm still trying to get used to it. I don't want to put videos out if I ain't used to it, so I'm going to play around with it for a week. Get used to how to edit. Get used to how to live stream off of it. And then I'll be doing that as of next week, hopefully. But yeah, I got Final Cut Pro put on it yesterday. So that's all good to go. I just now need to learn how to edit on a Mac rather than just using iMovie on my iPhone. So yeah, I should be having some fun with it this week. Do you think we can win any silverware next season with a squad and a few additions? Says Adam. I'm not sure, to be honest. It depends. It depends how, it depends how seriously we take the Europa League again next season, because I thought we should have won it this season. I know we got Chelsea in the final, but, with all the disarray around Chelsea, players out injured and stuff like that, and we just bottled it, didn't even turn up. So hopefully we can win something next season, and hopefully we'll have some decent additions, should I say, to the team. I can't speak today. Do you think we need experience right now or youth? I think we've gone down the road, Omar, of experienced players. Sorry, man. I didn't see it, to be honest with you. Let me see if I can scroll back. Oh, sorry. There you go, Wemsey. Thank you, mate. You think if a big club wanted Laka, he would leave? Thank you, mate. Sorry, I didn't see it, mate. These things are coming through rapid, but I have seen it now. I think if Barcelona come in for him, he's going to go. That's just my opinion. I think if Barcelona come call him, why wouldn't you want to go? Let's be real. You're playing with the best player of a generation, if not ever. You're in a beautiful city. You've got the sun on your back. Why wouldn't you want to move to Barcelona, man? So, yeah, I think if they do come in for him, I think he'll go. Even Atletico Madrid, I think he'll go. Why would anyone want Aubameyang to go, says Rafa. Mate, the reason I wouldn't say I want him to go, but if a big enough bid comes in, I'd let him go. And the reason I'd let him go is because it's about moving this club forward. At the end of the day, what do we do if we keep him, right, and the goals dry up and he only gets 10 goals next season? Then he's got literally no worth whatsoever to get rid of him, because he'd be worth, 10, 15, 20 million quid. Get rid while their stock's high. Rebuild, reinvest it, and I'd rather sell him and go and buy a proper centre-back, because I think that if we can shore up our defence, we'll still score goals anyway, regardless of whether he plays for us or not. But I wouldn't say that I want to sell him, but if a big enough offer comes in, then yeah, I'd sell him. Have the Boateng rumours dried up, says Daniel. I haven't seen anything on it, to be honest with you. Lee, would you drive Ozil to China? Lee would drive Ozil to China. Yeah, I would, mate. I actually would. I actually would. Do you think Josh should take over from his dad? I'm not so sure, I'm not so sure. To be honest, I think that he came over on behalf of his dad to do a 6 month tour, or a year tour of Arsenal, like the ins and outs of the club. And within 3 months, he sacked everyone. So the only man that was standing was Gazidis and Steve Bold. So I think he's kind of running it already. If you had won the 15-16 Premier League, how different would things be now? Could it have been a curse in disguise? Or Arsenal would be more competitive, says George Quino. Thanks for your donation as well, buddy. Do you know what? That season was mad, and I still get upset about that, because that was the season no one was available other than Petr Cech. Like, what kind of garbage was that all about? If we had brought somebody, I think we would have won it. But we didn't, and Leicester fully deserved it. Let's be real. They had a mad season that season. They fully deserved to win it. If we had won it, the previous manager would probably still be here. So, do I get hangovers? No, I don't, mate. I don't. So yeah, the previous manager will probably still be here. So I suppose in a way, yeah, I'm upset we never won it, and fair play to Leicester, but it was probably a blessing in the end, mate. Do you get hangovers? I drink 2 beers and I'm tired the next day. Mate, I could drink 22 and still get up and feel fine. Just need a coffee in the morning, I'll be sweet. Be honest, Son or Lacazette? Lacazette. I think Son's brilliant. Don't get me wrong. I like Son. I'd take him at Arsenal in a heartbeat. I think he's a fantastic player. I'd like them both, if I'm being honest. Can you imagine both of them in the same team? Lee, do you think Arsenal need some sort of Chelsea treatment where they finish outside of the European places? If so, do you think it'd wake the owners up and the club in general? That's a great question, Guardian Lord. It might help us get back in the top 4 because we'd only have 1 game a week. But whether it'd wake the owners up or not, I don't know, mate. Because if the money's still coming in, which it would, even if we finish 10th, let's be real, then I don't know. I don't think it would wake them up. The only thing I'll say is we can only spend what we bring in, the same as every other club. Newcastle, everyone's saying, oh, Newcastle are going to come and overtake us. They're not. Let's be real here. They are not going to come and overtake us because you can only increase your wage bill 7% each season in line with financial fair play. So if people think that Newcastle are suddenly going to spend £500 million in a transfer window, then they're misinformed. But what I will say here is, right, if Man City, for example, Man City could go and build a car park, yeah, Man City could go and build a car park and get one of the other companies that the owner owns to sponsor that car park for £400 million and call it a name, yeah, that £400 million then goes towards Man City's financial fair play, and that goes towards their how much they can spend. If Newcastle go down that road, then yeah, they might do. Chris KR7, thank you for that, buddy. Appreciate it. This 3-4-1-2 is bad on the defensive side. 4-3-3 is best. Do you know what? 4-3-3 is by far the best formation in current football, modern football. And I think that why teams divert away from that, I understand that you can't play it every game, I get it. But I don't know, man. Like, at the end of the day, if you're going to play a formation with 3 at the back, you've got to make sure that your midfield are on their job. And we've got way too many midfielders that can't be bothered or that ain't good enough. Jamie Klinkett says, got any plans for your 37th birthday tomorrow? Oh, by the way, mine's next Wednesday. I bet you're not 37 though, mate. I haven't actually got any plans. I haven't. When you get to my age, mate, you try and forget about your birthdays. But happy birthday for next Wednesday. Alan De Souza. What if they bottle it again to stay in Arsenal? I take it you mean the players, and thanks for your donation as well, mate. I take it you mean the players, but mate, I think they probably did bottle it on purpose. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not too sure where we go as a club from here, if I'm being honest. But I'm sure we will find out in this summer how serious the club are. If they're not serious, then we will find out this summer. Because if they go out there and they spend some money, and they spend some proper money in proper areas and get rid of some of these players, then you know, hopefully we can move forward as a club. But the way we're going to spend proper money is if we get rid of some of our better players or biggest names. Given a house tour. I wasn't given a house tour, to be fair. Somebody buzzing my buzzer. But yeah, I think that a statement of intent from this club has got to be: go and get rid of Mesut Ozil, go and get rid of Mkhitaryan, go and get rid of Kolasinac, Xhaka, players like that. And if a big bid comes in for one of the strikers, sacrifice one of them as well. Because, is he not even in yet? Jesus Christ. Because the way I see it is, 1 second, bear with me, this is very unprofessional, isn't it? You outside, mate? Yeah, alright, cool. But the way I see it is, you know, if you got rid of Aubameyang, let's say, yeah, and you get rid of Xhaka, you get rid of Mustafi, you get rid of Kolasinac, you get rid of Mkhitaryan. How much does that raise in money? That would raise well over 100 million. Let's say 170 million quid that raises, yeah? James, I'm on a stream, mate, yeah? All right, so bear with me, yeah? So that would raise about 170 million quid. Add that to the reported 40 million, gives us 200 million. Do people seriously think that that ain't going to improve us as a football club if we go and do that 200 million pound? That'd go and buy you 2 proper centre backs. It'd go and buy you a proper left back. None of this Kolasinac, Thomas the Tank crap. And it'd go and buy us. No, it's not. It's the brother-in-law. So yeah, but yeah, that'd go and buy us a proper midfielder that can sit next to Lucas Torreira. It can go and buy us the players that we need, and then we can go and get another striker. Yes, he might not score 31 goals, but if you add all of that into the mix and go and spend all of that wisely and promote some of these kids that I think can be good enough, you've instantly made your club better. Whether you've got one man scoring 31 goals or not is irrelevant. At the end of the day, it's all about the club. It's not about one man. So if Mesut Ozil wants to walk off the pitch like we owe him something, get out. If Aubameyang, you know, gets a big enough bid coming for him, thanks, mate, love ya, but you got to go. Same with Lacazette, same with Xhaka, same with any of them, you know, because at the end of the day, you've got to free up the wage bill as well. And if you add up the players that I've just listed and their wages, it totals well over £1 million a week. We can get some top ballers for that. Salah's on 200 grand a week. Aguero's 200 grand. Hazard's 200 grand. Kante, De Bruyne 200 grand. So why are we overpaying for players that ain't on any of them players' level? Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. We pay them way too much money. Try getting to 42. Yeah, 5 more years, Joanne. 5 more years. All right, let's answer some of these questions for 5-10 minutes and then I'm getting out of here. Thank you very much as well to Ni Dudu Nuno. I get that wrong every time. Bruv, change that name to something I can read. I agree with you, Lee. We need to be ruthless, and if that means sacrificing some of the stars for the greater good of the club, we should, especially the ones that have equity and value. Thank you for your donation as well, my friend. I appreciate that. But yeah, you're right. At the end of the day, there's no value in selling Koscielny and El Neni and players like that. They're dead footballers. Like, we ain't going to get no money for them. So for the good of the football club, sometimes you've got to go, right, let's sell and sacrifice him. When Liverpool sold Coutinho, their fans were going mad. When they sold Suarez, their fans were going mad. When they sold Sterling, their fans were going mad. Do you think a Liverpool fan cares now? Back-to-back Champions League finals and winning one of them. They couldn't care less about Suarez, Sterling and Coutinho. And I'm not saying that we're going to be able to be in a position to do that, but you've got to give yourself the best opportunity. And if that means selling some of your biggest names, so be it. They've done nothing for our club. Let's be real. Hamza Naim, thoughts on DT video? I ain't watched it, mate. I don't know which video you're on about, bruv. I don't tend to watch many other people's videos, if I'm being honest. Hayley, I love your shows. Thanks, mate. Thanks for that. Oh, happy Eid Mubarak to everybody who celebrates as well. Hope you have a nice time with your friends and family and that for the next couple of days. Joel Felix from Benfica says, American boy. Do you know what? Somebody just scored a hat-trick against me on FIFA with that geezer. I'm not taking my opinions on him off of a game of FIFA, by the way, but I can't really comment, to be honest. I've never watched him, mate. Let's answer some more of these. Lee, your team should sign Sturridge and Moreno. They are Arsenal standards, says Arnold. Mate, do you know what? Our fans, right? Not all of them, right? But sometimes, like even me at times, I've turned my nose up about players like Jordan Henderson and stuff like that. But you know what? Thinking logically about it, Jordan Henderson and James Milner are the exact type of players that a club like us right now, when we're in the gutter, we need players like that. We need players that are going to run through brick walls for their manager, run through brick walls for them fans. And fair play to Jordan Henderson, because that guy has had dog's abuse being Liverpool captain. A lot of people didn't agree that he got the captain's armband, right? And the fact that he's lifting up a Champions League, and I see the scenes afterwards when he went up to his dad, because his dad recovered from cancer, I think. And I see that was a nice moment for him, man. But, you know, we need players like that. James Milner would get in our team all day long. Yeah, get in our team all day long. So would Henderson. Lee, would you take Kostas Manolas at Arsenal? Yes, I would, Stephen. I think he's a brilliant centre-back. Stick him next to Socrates and Holding, if we're going to play a free, or just stick him next to Socrates and or Holding, depending on which team we're playing and whether he needs a rest and this and that. So yeah, I think he would be good. What did you think of Alexander Kleb's time at Arsenal? Says Away Chowdhury. I thought he was a talented footballer, man. But you know what? They all jumped to Barcelona, man. As soon as Barcelona come, they pull their pants down and say penetrate. Do you know what I'm saying? And I guarantee you now, he regrets going there. I got your name spot on. Thank you, mate. Cheers. Look at Liverpool's right back and left back. They were nobodies a year ago. Exactly. One of them played for Hull City. The other one came through the academy. Not only that, right? I said this yesterday on the stream I did yesterday, right? People will laugh and say, oh, we shouldn't be going and getting Ryan Fraser, this and that. Right? At the end of the day, when we won the league at Anfield, right? George Graham originally came in and got rid of all the big-time Charlies, including Charlie Nicholas and players like that. He binned them because, you know what? They hadn't done nothing. Yeah, you want to mess about, you want to walk through your Arsenal career as if somebody owes you something, yeah? Get out. And he went and got a load of hard-working, talented players that were playing for Leicester, that were playing for Wimbledon, that were playing for Colchester, playing for Leicester. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, sometimes you have to do that because it ain't just about the big names. It ain't just about the, oh, we've got Ozil or we've got Aubameyang. No. Yeah, Liverpool did not win that Champions League based on the fact they're front three. They won that Champions League based on the fact they got a top draw centre-back because they sacrificed other players in the squad, got big money for them, and reinvested in a centre-back and a goalkeeper. And sometimes you have to do that for the better of your club. And to win the trophies, the major trophies, you have to have a solid hardcore behind your talented strikers, right? Now, when you've got Ozil walking around the pitch and you've got Xhaka who couldn't trap a bag of cement, you know, the guy is so one-footed, it's unreal. Then when you've got Guendouzi running around like a headless chicken at times, and you've got Torreira that's looked out of his depth for about 4 months, I don't necessarily blame him. It's a new league, right? But he has been a liability at times, Torreira. But because it's Lucas Torreira, he gets a pass. Not with me, he don't. Because I say it as it is. Right, and at the end of the day, when our midfield is as weak as piss, right, that exposes our defence even more. I don't think Mustafi's as bad as everyone makes out. I don't think Koscielny's that bad. But when you've got defensive midfielders that don't bother tracking runners, all of a sudden your defence is outnumbered, and then it's, oh, well, it's 5-on-3. What do we do now? You know? So we've got to fix our midfield before we fix anything, in my opinion. But having said that, we badly need a centre-back. Let's Aaron Moy and Jedinak. Do you know what? I like Aaron Moy. I think he's a good player. Jedinak, not sure, mate. Thanks for your question, though, mate. Shadow Aussie. What players do you think we'll get in the transfer window, says Coxie HD? I think we'll get Ryan Fraser. I think we could potentially sign this kid from Leganes. But I don't know, to be honest with you. But Arsenal are very clever the way they do their business. You get linked to everyone, then they throw a curveball in out of nowhere. So, yeah. Dunk, Lewis Dunk, I'll take him. Some of these questions are hilarious. The kid at Leganes is crap. He's not. I've watched Spanish football, mate, to be fair. He's actually very good. He's a little bit clumsy, but he's only 22. And he's not a bad footballer, mate. He's quick, he's two-footed, he's cheap. And, you know, I think he'd be perfect as a backup striker. You know, let's be real. He's better than Welbeck. He actually knows where the back of the net is. By Ruben Neves, says Cristiano Ronaldo. It's not the real Ronaldo, I don't think. But, yeah, I think that would be expensive. Ozil needs to leave ASAP. Couldn't agree more. Do you think it's time we use Smith Rowe, says Adam Aldridge? I do. I think he's a very good player. I think he should get more game time next season for sure, mate. Christian Pavon, a real Spanish winger. Good player, man. Very good player. There's a lot of good players out there. What did you get in your GCSEs? Mate, that was 21 years ago. I got an A in English drama, believe it or not. You'd never know I was a drama queen, would you? But yeah, I got a few B's, C's. I got an E in maths. That was the only one I failed. But I'm actually really good at maths now. So unless you want to actually go and study to be something special, like a doctor or a nurse or a barrister, GCSEs are the biggest load of rubbish I've ever heard, mate. People I know that went to school and got A star, A, now work in places like Staples. Compare this season to our last... Oh, sorry, compare the season to last out of 10. I think that's what you mean, Mark. Compare this season to last out of 10. Last season, I would have given about a 2 because I thought it was just pure banter. The season that's just finished, I'd say a 7. If we hadn't have bottled the final 6 games, even if we had lost the Europa League, I would have said maybe 8. If we had won the Europa League, I would have said 9. But it ain't, so it's a 7. Thank you for your donation, Red Devil. Who would you take from Man United's squad? Martial in a heartbeat, mate. I think he's a baller, man. I think he's been kind of wasted at United. His level, his ceiling's up here, man, and he's down here at the minute. So I'll take him in a heartbeat. Other than that, I don't think there is. Obviously, David De Gea, but that's never going to happen. But realistic ones, I'd say maybe Martial. Other than that, nobody, I don't think. Get Matic, he's too slow, I think, man. Son or Mahrez, mate, you're asking the wrong person because I am a Mahrez lover, bruv. So Mahrez all day long. Pogba, no chance. Don't want that geezer anywhere near my club. Rashford, nah, take his pace away. He's got nothing about him, in my opinion. Right, let's do a couple more questions and I'm getting out of here. Did you see Pogba playing at France? Yeah, that's because he's got brilliant players all around him. So, you know, he played very well in the World Cup, but his attitude stinks. He turns up when he feels like it. Very reminiscent to a certain German who plays for Arsenal. Would you take Maddison? Yes, I would. Welbeck is not as bad as you think. You're being harsh, says G. Wills. Do you know what? He actually played pretty well before he got injured, but he ain't Arsenal quality, man. He ain't good enough to play for Arsenal. That's just my opinion, mate. Everyone's entitled to theirs. Baku is 27 hours away from Australia. 3 stops: Melbourne, Singapore, Dubai. Baku, worst place where people were getting arrested for wearing Mkhitaryan shirts. Jesus Christ. Pogba only scores penalties. Chilwell or Digne? Digne, because he's cheaper. Chilwell's not worth 50 million quid. Who else is there? Right, I'm going to do 1.5 minutes till 30 minutes, and then I am going. I am a Liverpool fan from Singapore, and it's easy to solve Arsenal's squad if the fans give them a chance. Buy Dunk, Seri, Fraser, Munier, Moy, and sell Mickey, Aubameyang, Monreal, Ozil, and Mustafi. Right, it'd make us better, mate. It definitely would. Asano sold. I'm not sure about that. I don't think anyone will buy him, mate. We can't give him away. Lee, if you can make 3 additions to the squad, who would they be? Says Kesa Soz. Well, I'm not going to dream and go with Messi, Ronaldo, and Mbappe. So let's go realistic. I would go with Manolas, Fraser, and Ndidi. I think all 3 of them are realistic. They wouldn't cost that much money, and I think that we could get them done. We could get them done pretty quick as well. Right, let's do 2 more questions. Chilwell is worth more than 50 million. The only reason I was saying 50 million is because didn't he sign an 8-year contract or something stupid? Yeah. Fair play to Leicester though. They strapped him up for 8 years so they can get as much as they want for him now. Do you trust our board? Nope, I don't. Lerma from Bournemouth, says Isaac Brooks. He's a good player, mate. Indeed, he's not 80 million, bruv. I know you rate your players and all that, but he ain't 80 million, man. Who's your favourite Arsenal player ever? Dennis Bergkamp, best footballer we've ever had. Probably the only world-class player we've ever brought. Right, one more question, and that is from Stephen. Thank you for your donation, mate. What would you spend that £200 million on? 200 million quid I would spend on Manolas, Lozano, there's 70 million gone straight away. Maddison, that's another 50, 60 million. So what's that, 120? I'd go and buy Digne, that'd cost what, 30s, 35s? So that's 150s. And I would go and buy Ruben Neves and hope that I'd have some change left, but probably not. Right, last question, and then I'm going. Thank you very much to the 400 odd of you that were watching live. If you are liking the content, slap a thumbs up on the video. That helps my channel get noticed. Would you sign James Ward-Prowse from Southampton, says MN. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. But thank you very much to everyone who watched. Like I said, you can like, subscribe if you're new as well. My daily transfer video was out late today, so go back and check that out. I dropped that about 3 hours ago. I had an important meeting this morning, so go back and check that out. Tomorrow it'll be bang on time as well. And also, tomorrow I'm starting a new thing on my channel. I'm starting at 9 o'clock. So from tomorrow, the 9 o'clock videos will be back. So keep your eyes peeled. My lips are sealed.